This is Glow in the Dark Radio. The science fiction podcast with original independent science fiction written and performed by Mike Luoma, with music by Kevin MacLeod. The Vatican Assassin Trilogy and The Adventures of Alibi Jones by Mike Luoma are available in ebook, trade paperback, and audiobook wherever you find your books online. Get links and details at glowinthedarkradio.com. This is the Science Fiction Podcast, Glow in the Dark Radio. I'm your host, your writer and reader, Mike Luoma. I have Chapter 36 of Alibi Jones and the Hornet's Nest coming your way on this episode. In the aftermath of a major battle between alien energies and forces, Alibi Jones's body lays near death in the cargo hold of his cruiser. His body had been possessed by the bioelectrical matrices of one of the ancient enemy. And now Alibi's energies are in there too. He's back in his own body, but he is not in charge of it yet. The Dakhur Kat is working on altering a trans-space nullifier to see if he can nullify the ancient enemy's energies out of Alibi Jones's body with a pulse from the nullifier. Katie is nearby on her ship, where she was injured by a shard of the alien ghost ship, a part of the alien race, the Rodé. A jagged piece tore through her ship when the great ship of the Rodé exploded, and it tore through her thigh as well. The Rodé substance repaired her ship and her leg, and is now speaking with her mind to mind in some sort of symbiotic relationship. Very similar to how the Rodé were interacting with Alibi Jones. As Alibi hovers near death, he seems to be visited by his long-dead father, BC, Bernard Campion, the Vatican assassin. Maybe. We'll pick things up there as we get into Chapter 36 of Alibi Jones and the Hornet's Nest, coming up on this episode of Glow in the Dark Radio. In book news, I wanted to remind you that you have less than a week left to take advantage of the Smashwords Summer-Winter Sale. It goes through the 31st of July through the end of the month, and that comes up on Friday, so take advantage while you can. Your chance to get some of my ebooks half price, the $4.99 ones. Some of the ebooks are just plain free, so take advantage while you can. The Vatican Assassin Trilogy and the unofficial comic book history of Star-Lord and the Guardians of the Galaxy, both of those, usually $4.99, now just $2.49 through the end of this week, through the end of the month. And the book you're listening to on this podcast, The Adventures of Alibi Jones Chronological Omnibus. Again, through the end of the week, usually $4.99, just $2.49 for the ebook. That's at smashwords.com. It's the Smashwords Summer-Winter Sale, their annual sale. And it goes through the end of this month, through the end of the week, July 31st. There's details and a link in the show notes. Or just go to smashwords.com and look up Alibi Jones or Vatican Assassin or me, Mike Luoma, and you can find my books. A big thank you to patrons who help keep things going. I could use your help. If you would like to become a patron, please head to patreon.com/glowinthedarkradio. You can sign up for $2, $5, or $10 a month and become a member and help support the podcast. At the very least, you'll be getting some episodes early, and as things progress in my fictional world, you may get other things early. We shall see what happens. I don't want to promise anything at this point. But once again, that's at patreon.com/glowinthedarkradio. And there's 3 different levels you can support me at, all handled by Patreon. And again, a big thank you to those of you who are patrons already and help support the podcast. We're going to get into Chapter 36 of Alibi Jones and the Hornet's Nest coming up next on Glow in the Dark Radio.
Wake up, go to work. Work. Come home. Eat dinner. Rot your brain out. Go to bed. Lather. Rinse. Repeat. Are you tired of an old humdrum life? Tired of things that just weigh you down and depress you? Wouldn't you rather just focus on things that are awesome? Tune into Nutty Bites. Find out what's awesome. Nutty Bites. nimlas.org/blog.
Now here's Chapter 36 of Alibi Jones and the Hornet's Nest on Glow in the Dark Radio.
Is this real? You're asking the wrong questions. There are right questions? That's a good one. This is just circular. If you're really BC, tell me about how we met at the Wishing Stone. If I'm your imagination, I'd just be telling you what you remember. Talk about circular. Jeesh. Okay. Tell me something I don't know. Tell me about my mother. In the cruiser's cargo hold, Alibi floated near dead on a stretcher, with Kat at work below him, modifying the transspace nullifier. On the bridge, Anita couldn't sit down. She paced back and forth around the small open space available. Kit kept an eye on the cruiser's controls from his perch in the pilot's seat and spoke to Katie, again awake and alert, over the comm, as they worked on syncing her ship's computer up with their other two.
Done,
Kit said.
Thank you, Katarina Ramsey.
You're welcome, Kit, she said. She signed off. Anita frowned as she paced. She no longer cared for Katie Ramsey. The girl had betrayed her trust, fooled her. She'd been wrong about Katie. Misjudged her. She didn't like being wrong about people. After a time, Anita figured out the girl was trouble, a user. All for the best, Katie and Alibi were no longer together. But they had been a couple for a while, and if Katie's presence or voice could help bring Alibi back? Anita was glad Katie bothered to come when she'd asked, through channels, of course. Anita walked across the bridge again, stopping at the pilot's seat. Do you think Kat knows what he's doing? Anita asked Kit.
Yes,
Kit said.
Though it is my family prerogative to keep him humble, it is well known among our generation of Dakhur that Grundler is one of our best and brightest. But do not tell him I said that. I will deny it. The comm is open, Kat's voice said over it. However, after he has said such nice things, I am precluded from commenting on the brightness of Grundler.
Emily snickered. Anita seemed annoyed. Give her a look. What? Emily said. It was funny. He made a joke. Kat's funny.
Thank you, Emily,
Kat's disembodied voice said over the comm.
Grundler never told me of your comedy, your humor. I do enjoy learning how they work. He only thinks he is funny,
Kit said.
I think I must ask for some quiet, Kat said. My apologies.
None needed, Anita said. Sorry, Kat. Kat tried to concentrate as he reprogrammed the nullifier to not only talk to the cruiser, but also to use the ship's memory as its own, so he could teach it the ancient enemy's bioelectrical energy matrix model they'd developed. Human tech was different from Dakhur, but he had plenty of experience with both. It wasn't a problem. Still, the complexity of the model made his head hurt. He shut his eyes for a moment. Kat pictured the process, watched it flow through his mind. The necessary steps became clear. He followed them. With a click and a whoosh of power, the nullifier switched over to the ship's computer.
Oh, Kat said.
What's the matter? Anita asked over the comm, hearing Kat's disappointment.
As soon as I switched the nullifier over to the ship's computer, it demanded more power, Kat said. The unit nearly went dark. We will need to feed the unit more energy so it can construct the field we require.
Do you need help? Anita asked.
Sure, he said. We'll need to run another power conduit, maybe 2. This thing is trying to suck in energy through too narrow a straw.
I'll go back down there, Emily volunteered. See you in a minute, Kat. Kat was still fine-tuning the nullifier's connections to the ship's computers when Emily arrived. She smiled a little at the strange sight, the cat-like Dakhur on the ground, hunched over the nullifier, working away underneath a stretcher with Alibi Jones lying on it, floating above. You got it working, she said.
To a small degree, Kat said. I mean, it seems so. But it is calling for so much power? I cannot yet be sure.
All right, Emily said. Let's fix that. While Kat continued fine-tuning the nullifier, Emily headed for a side panel in the wall of the cargo hold. Cargo occasionally required power while it was transported. Most holds had a stash of conduits on board for the purpose. Emily grabbed 2 long cables out of the cruiser's supply of 8 and brought them over to Kat.
Good, he said. Thank you.
Kat went back to his calibrations, so Emily began rolling out the conduit cables, running them from the nullifier back to the power supplies.
Yes!
Kat let out a little yip of excitement. What? Emily asked.
It holds, Kat said. The nullifier is holding the pattern. I am using the computers of all 3 ships as a memory buffer, so it can do so, but it is working.
Now a bit less absorbed in the work, Kat noticed the conduits were ready.
Ah, good. Power. Thank you, Emily.
Kat began attaching the first extra conduit. You should meet some of the project scientists, Kat, Anita said over the comm. I know our Dr. Krishnavurti would enjoy meeting you and talking shop.
He invented this nullifier, among other things, did he not?
Kat asked.
The friend Alibi calls Krish.
Yes, Anita said.
I have met him, Kat said. We rescued him from Argentium. Spoke about getting Alibi off of Ceres. A good man. I admire his work.
While Kat and Anita talked, Emily looked at Alibi to see he was still breathing. The sickbay stretcher monitored his vital signs. It would have warned them if anything had gone wrong. There were no alarms, so he should be fine. He looked okay. From what Emily understood, Alibi was still in there, but so was another ancient consciousness, sort of possessing him. Kat was adapting the nullifier to blast that other consciousness out without blasting out Alibi's energies too. Emily smiled. She couldn't help herself. She liked Kat a lot. Never having met a Dakhur, she didn't know what to expect when they told her she would be serving with one. But these last few months working with Kat had been amazing fun. Had he been human, she might have asked him out. Emily frowned and shook her head. Best not to go there. Alibi was a trip, too. He was a horrible manager, but he seemed to know it. He hadn't questioned any of her business decisions so far. He wasn't too horrible for being a spoiled rich kid. Growing up poor on Earth, Emily had heard all about the new generation out in the stars. Her generation, but they weren't her peers. Space travel cost a lot of money. Made it out of her reach, unless she joined the safe. Now here she was, right alongside him. Them. Alibi Jones wasn't as self-centered as some people described the rest of the explorers, colonizers, and settlers. He seemed to have a good heart. Didn't hurt that he also looked good. Okay, she promised herself she wasn't going there either. Can't get attracted to the boss, bad juju. It was a good thing that early on he'd acted kind of weird towards her. That wasn't attractive. Helped her keep her distance. Build her resistance? No matter. For the first time since she'd enlisted, she was enjoying herself. Every day. Surprised to be getting paid to do this. A wild and new feeling. Emily looked from Alibi back down to Kat, now attaching the second extra conduit. She found herself hoping this all worked out, so she could keep enjoying herself. She felt weirdly selfish. Is that going to be enough? She asked.
What?
Kat asked. He looked up, confused. Emily could almost see his mind racing behind his eyes. Do you want me to run another power conduit for you? Do you have enough power?
Oh, Kat said. Please, yes. Run another, would you?
Glad for a purpose, Emily snagged another coiled-up conduit cable from storage and ran it from the power supplies over to Kat and the nullifier.
Just leave it on the deck there, please,
Kat said. Emily felt a little stupid. Hadn't realized she was standing there holding the conduit's end watching Kat work.
You should go back up to the bridge,
Kat said. Why? Emily asked. If you really thought it would hurt humans, you wouldn't be doing it to Alibi, would you?
Yes, I would, Kat said. I am. I think this could hurt you humans, but Alibi does not have any other alternatives that I know of, so we try this. But we also try not to expose the rest of you.
And what about you? She asked. Kat hissed a short succession of hisses. Dakhur laughter.
I am sorry, he said. I know that you are still learning about us. We Dakhur. I should not laugh. But we were discussing it before. Humans are directly descended from the ancient enemy, from the starseeds that landed on Earth eons ago. We Dakhur, on the other hand, are not their descendants.
Oh no? Really? Emily was struck by the superiority she heard in Kat's tone.
No, he said. We are a separate race. Indeed, we know they experimented on our race, as they did with many of the races they discovered. Savages.
I'm surprised, Kat, Emily said. Don't think I've heard you get angry about this stuff before.
It is angering,
Kat said.
You do not understand, Emily. The memory of these creatures of the past, the ancient enemy, was kept alive by their servants, those who came to be called the Eldred. The Eldred would not let we other races forget who the ancient enemy were and what they had done to us. Though well in the past, that pain is still very real.
Yeah, but even the Eldred are long gone now, she said. Kat stopped himself from laughing again.
Long gone?
Kat smiled his Dakhur equivalent of a smile.
You humans think in very short terms. Your long-form time concepts are quite limited and flawed. There seems to be rapid and constant deterioration of the long-term memory form, which the human mind compensates for by constructing fantasy elements to fill the gestalt. Better a whole that is not wholly real than an incomplete memory. You all think 20-some-odd years is a long time and get very hazy on the details.
I have a great memory, Emily protested.
I am sure you do, Kat said. I am surprised, then, that you have forgotten.
Forgotten what?
That I said you should go back to the bridge, Kat said.
Emily did her best to give him a look. Then she turned to make her way back up to the bridge. Well, Bobby, maybe I was wrong, Hector Ruiz said. Maybe we shouldn't have come out here. Bob Bond nodded. The 2 men and a skeleton crew aboard the Libra Campista arrived minutes before in the asteroid-laden system where, word had it, the giant ghost ship they'd run into months earlier had appeared and exploded. Bond had been able to convince Hector not to take both ships out and to run with a minimal crew in case there was trouble. Not gonna say it, Bond said. Yeah, just think it really loud, Hector said. I got you, Bobby. Damaged and torn-up safe ships started showing up at the depot shipyards, their crews talking about a giant black alien ship that exploded and did the damage. As soon as he heard the news, Bond knew Hector would have to investigate. Hector had gotten a bit obsessed trying to get information on the giant old ghost ship. After he'd reported it to the Solar Alliance, all info on the ship vanished. Hector cursed himself for reporting it in the first place, then cursed the Solar Alliance. He kept trying to track down leads in his downtime. Bond knew Hector would have to check out this new explosion of evidence. All he could hope to do was moderate his response. He got Hector to just take the single ship, small crew. The scene presented challenges. The asteroid field was extensive. Apparently planets didn't form in this system, they just smashed each other into little pieces. A few ships remained, the remnants of a safe dreadnought group, the Dreadnought, a Stinger, a cruiser and a couple fighters, arrayed themselves against a small cluster of civilian craft. "Maybe we should go," Hector said. "Sounds good to me," Bond said. "Not going to try to talk you out of it." "Just want to run a couple of scans first," Hector said. Bond sighed. "Whoa, look at this, Bobby," Hector said. He flipped his scanner screen's feed to the main view screen, lighting up the bridge with a view of jagged white chunks of light scattered randomly all around them. "What am I seeing?" Bond asked, as he squinted, trying to read the blown-up scanner image. "What's left of that ghost ship," Hector said. "Those are pieces of it, I guess. Shards left over after it exploded. They're implanted on asteroids and ships, floating in space, all around us." "We're being hailed, Hector, by 2 ships at once," Janice said from the seat behind Bond on the bridge. She multitasked as part of their small crew, handled navigation, engineering, and the official ship's comm. The safe Stinger ship broke off from the group and started moving towards them. "Give me the non-safe one first," Hector said. "You sure about that?" Bond asked. "With the safe moving towards us?" "Do it, Janice," Hector said. "We may not get another chance, Bobby." "This is Anita Capituna on the free trader A.D. Foster, with Kitra Fundler Grundler of the Dakhur diplomatic families, hailing and welcoming you, Libra Campista," a woman's voice said. "Should we respond?" Janice asked. Hector held up his right hand. "Hold on," he said. "Anita Capituna," Bond said. "Didn't she used to be president or something?" "Prime Rep, Bubby," Hector said. "You know, I know that ship and her captain. It's Capituna's stepson, that there Alibi Jones. Had to talk to him for Gentry." "Oh," Bond said. "So why isn't he hailing us?" "Good question," Hector said. "Open the channel, Janice." Hector cleared his throat. "Hello, Anita Capituna," Hector said. "An honor to speak with you and your esteemed Dakhur colleague. I'm Hector Ruiz, captain of the Libra Campista. I've met your Alibi Jones before. Surprised it was not him hailing us." "Alibi is injured," Anita said. "We're trying to save him, but the safe is threatening us." "I see that," Hector said. "Sorry to hear about Alibi." "We need your help," she said. Hector smiled a sad, wry grin. "I don't think we can help you much here, Madam Capituna," Hector said. "We're a little outnumbered and a whole lot outgunned." "I'm not looking for a fight," Anita said. "I'm looking for witnesses. Will you stay and witness the interaction between us and the safe ships? For me and the Dakhur embassy. You will be compensated, paid well." "I will have to get back to you," Hector said. "We now have our own safe threat to consider." The Stinger ship had drawn even with the Libra Campista and continued to hail them. Hector had been watching the incoming message alert light up as he spoke to Anita. "Put them through," Hector said. "Finally," the voice said. "Libra Campista, this is Safe Stinger 705. Please vacate the area." "We're here to investigate the situation," Hector said. "This is not the Solar Alliance." "This is a dangerous safe operation," the voice said. "You are asked to leave for your own safety." "Once again, let me explain," Hector said. "This is not the Solar Alliance. You have no jurisdiction here. I made sure to set a subspace relay before coming out here beyond the comm grid. We are streaming an encoded visual report as we speak on an open channel. Anything you do will be witnessed by millions, so please do not shoot us and cease from threatening our safety." "Libra Campista, this is Safe Dreadnought 701. An older man's voice cut through on the comm. "Admiral Leonard here. What's the problem? This is a military operation. You have to leave." "No, I don't," Hector said. "Admiral, yes, you and your military ships are here, but this is not the SA. You have no jurisdiction. And the former head of your own government and a Dakhur diplomat have asked me to stay and witness your interactions with them. Far from having reasons to leave, I have reason to remain." "Now, just a minute." The voice was cut off as Hector cut the comm. He called Anita back. "We're here," he said, "for a little while." "Good," Anita said. "Anything that keeps the Admiral honest, and buys us more time to save Alibi. Thank you, Hector Ruiz." "Well, if you think it will help," Hector said. He called the Admiral's channel back up. "Hello, Admiral, You cut me off! That's a violation of—" "Admiral, you forget. We are not in the Solar Alliance," Hector said. "We're also not going anywhere." "This is a safe military operation, and you will leave Admiral, we're official witnesses for Prime Rep Anita Capituna and the Dakhur diplomatic families, Hector said. We are beyond the declared borders of your government and your jurisdiction. Please, calm down. Hector waited. There was no blustery response this time.
What do you want, Liberacampista? Admiral Leonard said, finally. What brings you out here, anyway?
Funny you should ask, Admiral, Hector said. Mostly, and this is the funny part, what brings me out here are lies and obstruction by the safe. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your people lying about the old ghost ship that just exploded here.
There was no such ship here, the Admiral said.
It must be in your nature in the safe to lie, eh? Hector said. Look, I reported it to your people in the first place. Check your records. Then you all made it disappear on me, so I kept looking. When your Dreadnought Group's ships started landing on Depot, all ripped up, talking about the ghost ship, I had to come see for myself. Now I've been asked to see for others as well, it seems. Given your track record, I understand why the Prime Rep wants witnesses, so she doesn't disappear, eh?
She's not the Prime Rep, the Admiral said.
Not anymore, sure, but you still call her that, don't you? Hector asked. A term of respect, even after she's out of office, eh?
Nico Constantine is Prime Rep now, the Admiral said. Capituna isn't even governor of Ceres Central anymore. She's no one, a nobody.
A civilian, you mean, Hector said. Good to hear where you're coming from, Admiral. Would have thought a former Prime Rep, and a former governor too, eh? Did not know that part, thank you. Would merit some respect from you, no, huh? That's fine, Admiral, but I'll let you in on a little secret. Out here, we're all nobodies. Even you.
Yeah, but I'm a nobody with a big ship and lots of men and guns, the Admiral said. If there weren't 2 encrypted feeds keeping an eye on us, nobody would be the wiser.
Spoken like a true thug, Hector said. Though I probably shouldn't antagonize you with the truth, eh, Admiral?
I'm no thug, I'm military, through and through, the Admiral said. I shit the safe colors.
I bet you do, Hector said. No contradictions there. Now, please have your stinger ship here back off. Thank you. He cut the comm without waiting for the Admiral to respond. Hector sighed. I hate bullies, Bond said. Me too, Bobby, Hector said. Me too. Hector's bravado worked. The stinger ship turned away. It flew back towards its former perch next to the Dreadnought. Bullies, Hector said. You're absolutely right, Bobby. Gotta show 'em you're not afraid. And let them know the grown-ups are watching. He laughed at his extended metaphor. Think we should fly over? Join Capituna's group of ships? Bond asked. Nah, Hector said. Let them do whatever it is they're doing. We bought them some time. We'll give them a little space, too. Keep watch and witness from over here. Maybe look around and chart where some of those pieces of that ghost ship landed while we're here, eh? We've got a little more time thanks to our new friends, Anita said. How is it coming along down there, Kat?
Almost ready to try it,
Kat said. Anita, Emily, and Kit listened with full attention as Kat spoke over the comm.
Given the complexity of the ancient enemy's bioelectrical matrix's pattern and the energy required to create it, the nullifier will not be able to generate a sustained field, but rather a single long pulse. It may burn this nullifier out in the process. We'll have one shot once it works.
Is there anything you need? Anita asked. Any help? In the cargo hold, under the floating stretcher, Kat smiled.
No, he said. Here we go.
Kat turned on the nullifier's field generator. The lights of the ship dimmed as the device drew down the power.
It is building the pattern now, based on the one in memory,
Kat explained. He stood up and backed away from the nullifier, an alibi above it. No need to be right on top of it. Kat could almost see the energy pattern building as he watched, a sort of clear lightning dancing in the air beneath the stretcher. He knew his imagination was supplying the suggestion of visuals, helping him see what he wanted to see, which was clear as the nullifier clicked off. The lighting came back up to normal. What happened? Anita asked over the comm.
I'm not sure, Kat said, but it didn't finish creating the pattern. We never got to the pulse.
He walked back over to the unit and crouched down to examine it. It looked fine, just switched off. He turned it back on. He breathed a bit easier as it came back to life.
Kat, this is Katie, she called over the comm. Some of what's left of the Rodet is helping me, keep my ship together. They say your pattern is flawed.
They do?
Kat said.
Who are they to say?
They're woven into the inner workings of my ship, Kat, Katie said. They're now a part of the computer you're using to generate the pattern.
Oh,
Kat said.
I did not know this.
They want to know if you'll allow them to make a tweak to it, Katie said.
A tweak?
Kat asked, alarmed. A small alteration, they tell me, Katie said. You're currently bleeding energy. They say a flaw in the pattern keeps it from sustaining itself long enough to fully materialize and be used as the basis for the field, for the nullifier.
I see,
Kat said. I'm glad that made sense to you, Kat, Katie said, because I was just relaying what I heard them say in my head. No idea what that meant.
It makes a certain sense, Kat said. Tell them to go ahead.
Done, she said.
I will try to create the field, the pulse of it, at any rate, once again,
Kat said. He started powering up the nullifier, reconnecting it to the 3 ships' computers. Hey! The voice sounded like Alibi Jones, but Kat knew Alibi was not in control of his body. Kat thought the ancient enemy personality had been contained, subdued. Well, at least the body was restrained, strapped tight to the stretcher. Is anyone here? It's me, Alibi! Kat ignored him. Alibi couldn't see him below the stretcher. He turned on the device's field generator. The ship's lighting dimmed, and the nullifier again began to build the bioelectrical energy matrix's pattern. When it was whole, it would generate the pulse as it attempted to create a field.
It is building the pattern again,
Kat said into his comm, talking to the others on the bridge as he straightened up and backed away from the nullifier and the stretcher. What is building what pattern? Who are you there?
Catman,
the man on the stretcher called out.
The possessing mind is again awake in the body of Alibi Jones,
Kat informed them. I am Alibi Jones, he said, but he sounded all wrong to Kat, even through the translator. The cargo bay darkened as the lights dimmed a bit more.
You are an invader, Kat said. A parasite to be removed.
Let me out of these straps, the invading parasite said. Kat approached the stretcher. Good, the man said. I knew you'd... Hey, where are you going? Kat ducked beneath the stretcher to check on the nullifier one last time. Whatever the Rodet's tweak was, it had worked. The nullifier was ready to generate the field. What are you doing? The man called out. Kat tried to ignore the man. He straightened up. He should back away before it triggered its pulse. Too late. The nullifier generated its field, a pulse of it anyway, before burning out completely with the complex effort, as Kat planned. The lights came back up. Kat looked down at the body. It was breathing. That was a good sign. Alibi looked to be out cold, once again unconscious. Another good sign.
I think it worked,
Kat called over the comm. What? That was Anita. Kat? Kat felt odd. Something was wrong. That was Chapter 36 of Alibi Jones and the Hornet's Nest, part of the Adventures of Alibi Jones Chronological Omnibus on Glow-in-the-Dark Radio. Is Alibi Jones back in his body, back to himself? Alone in his body? Is Kat okay? Something was wrong. We'll find out what worked and what didn't, and what happened in Chapter 37 on our next episode of Glow-in-the-Dark Radio. Again, a reminder, there's less than a week left in the Smashwords Summer-Winter Sale. It ends July 31st on Friday, with 3 of my ebooks going for half price, usually $4.99, just $2.49, for the Vatican Assassin Trilogy, the unofficial comic book history of Star-Lord and the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the book you're listening to on the podcast, The Adventures of Alibi Jones Chronological Omnibus. All, once again, $2.49, half price through the end of this week at smashwords.com. Just look for the link in the show notes. And again, a big thank you to patrons for helping to support the podcast and help keep Glow in the Dark Radio glowing. Find out more at patreon.com/glowinthedarkradio. That is all for this week. I'm your host, your writer and reader, Mike Luoma. Thank you again for listening to Glow in the Dark Radio. Glow in the Dark Radio. This podcast presentation is copyright 2026 by Michael F. Luoma and is protected under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License, CC by NC-ND 4.0. Music by Kevin MacLeod. You can find his work at incompetech.com. Mike's books are available in ebook, paperback, and audiobook, wherever you find books online. Get links and more details at glowinthedarkradio.com and mikeluoma.com. This has been a presentation of Glow in the Dark Radio.